Due to the fact that rumors can spread like wildfire, especially in the viral era of TikTok, the Stranger Things cast and crew have felt the need to set the record straight, in light of the recent happenings in the world of the show. This is what we know about the rumors that have been going around, and what those involved had to say about it. Without further ado, let's dive into the specifics of the Stranger Things re-editing. It was a joke made by the Duffer brothers that they may retrospectively change Will's birth date, which was given as a different date in an early episode, in order to correct a very small inconsistency in the show's chronology. This is what started the whole thing off. That did not end up happening, but it was verified that some of the older episodes were George Lucas, as they put it. This meant that the visual effects in those episodes were improved, which was something they had been unhappy with in the past. The Duffer brothers actually encouraged fans to find what was changed, but this spiraled into strange territory, where a TikTok rumor began to suggest that it wasn't just visual changes that were made, but the cutting of problematic scenes. Specifically, that the sequence in which Jonathan takes pictures of an undressing Nancy was re-edited so that he was just taking pictures of Barb by the pool instead of taking pictures of Nancy before her death. This was not accurate, and yet it inspired at least one viral piece that had to be corrected. The reason for this is that no one really went to check to see whether this scene had been altered, which they did not do, and they found that it had not been changed. After that, the writers' room for Stranger Things both criticized the article and said that genuine moments from the show will not be deleted or re-edited in the future. Moving on, Season 5 will be the last season for the Hawkins family. In their open letter, the Duffer brothers highlighted that Season 5 will bring to an end all of the many stories that took place in Hawkins. They also hinted that the Stranger Things universe may be continued in the form of a spin-off or a sequel at some point in the future. The makers of the show have claimed that there are many more exciting stories to tell inside the universe of Stranger Things, including new mysteries, new adventures, and new heroes that are completely unexpected. But first, we hope that you'll stay around as we continue this narrative about a brave girl named Eleven and her daring friends, a shattered police chief and an angry mother, a tiny town called Hawkins, and an alternate realm known only as the Upside Down. According to The Hollywood Reporter, production on the last season has not yet begun, which means that any announcement about a new series will need to be delayed for the time being. Following that, Season 5 may contain a time leap, according to the Duffer brothers. In an interview that took place in June with TV Line, the showrunner said that they've completed the definition of Season 5, adding that the program is pretty well drawn out. They also said that they've not decided on a date for production, and that they anticipate having to make adjustments to their plan based on what they discovered during shooting Season 4. We've learned a lot simply working with all of our new actors, and the ones we've worked with for a long time over the course of this year creating Season 4. So I'm sure it'll vary a little bit from that blueprint, commented Matt Duffer. We've worked with all of our new actors, and the ones we've worked with for a long time over the course of this year. The challenging portion of the process will soon be over. That is perhaps the element that causes the greatest tension. We are resolute in our efforts to arrive without incident. Ross Duffer feels that the show will need to integrate some kind of time jump, since there would be a growing age gap between the main actors in the show and the characters they play. He told the website, "I'm convinced we'll be able to time travel. In an ideal world, we would have been able to film Seasons 4 and 5 consecutively, but this was just not possible. Therefore, these are the discussions that will take place with our writers as soon as the room is opened." Up next, Vecna will most likely be the season's major antagonist. In the 4th season of the Netflix series Stranger Things, the seemingly unbeatable big bad named Vecna makes his debut. The conclusion of the current season reveals that the monster, also known as Dr. Brenner's first test subject, also known as Henry Creel, had been at the center of the Upside Down monster's hive mind since Season 1. The monster had been slowly gaining a foothold in Hawkins, until he could set off the plan that tore down some of the barriers that separated the surface world from the Upside Down. The 2 episodes that make up Volume 2 involve a confrontation between the youthful heroes and the evil Vecna, which leaves Vecna with critical injuries but not fatal ones. In spite of the fact that Will's dead body is never seen to the audience, towards the end of the season he still feels the familiar tingle on the back of his neck that indicates impending danger. As a direct consequence of this, it is quite probable that the conclusion of Eleven and Vecna's battle for the fate of the world will take place in Season 5. Jamie Campbell Bower, who plays Vecna, said last month that he would appear in Season 5, despite the fact that we do not know too much about the upcoming season. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Bower dropped some cryptic hints about the following. "To put it another way, I'm sure that there's a 5th season. Utilize the information any way you see fit." Moving on, Stranger Things creators have ambitions beyond Season 4. Ross Duffer, one of the show's co-creators, is quoted as saying in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter that took place in the month of August, "The end of the 4th season of Stranger Things will not mark the completion of the show. Both the nature of the conclusion and the exact moment it will come into view are known to us at this point." He continued by saying, "Because of the outbreak, we've had more time to prepare for the future and think about the many alternatives we have about the program. As we progressed through the process of filling it up, we gained a better comprehension of the amount of time that would be necessary to tell that story." The Duffer brothers have been using their time in quarantine to plan the future of the show, and their plans extend further than the upcoming 4th season, which is fantastic news for the fans of the program. In a nutshell, the Duffer brothers have been using their time in quarantine to plan the future of the show. Following that, we may now breathe a sigh of relief since the wait for Season 5 will be shorter. With Season 4 concluding on a cliffhanger that pulls down the borders between the Upside Down and Hawkins, viewers are asking when we'll see new episodes, and are hoping the answer is as soon as possible. Fortunately, the Duffers have already proposed the Season 5 arc to Netflix, and the delay between Seasons 4 and 5 should be much shorter than the previous 3-year hiatus. Following the publication of Volume 2, the brothers provided an update on the production timetable to Collider, saying that they would begin writing Season 5 after a brief hiatus. "We're planning to take a small vacation in July," Ross Duffer told the site. "Then we'll return. I know that the writer's room will open in the first week of August." Finally, Millie Bobby Brown wants Eleven to have a good ending. In an interview that took place in August of 2020 with Glamour, Millie Bobby Brown expressed her ideas on the potential conclusion of the Stranger Things television series, particularly in regard to her character Eleven. Brown laughed it off. "When I'm working with the Duffers, I often ask them, can she just not grin like in one take? I really hope that her narrative has a happy conclusion since it would make it complete. Because I have such complete faith in the Duffer brothers, I'm certain that it will be stunning. And despite its specific nature, I will adore it." Brown has a lot of optimism over Eleven's connection with Mike and her incredible abilities in the past. In particular, Brown is looking forward to seeing how they develop. Brown stated, "But I'd love for her to have her abilities back because she's a hero. And in a sense, she's like a superwoman. And I know she has feelings for Mike. I hope they will eventually get married. That is exactly what I need. I really must have a wedding scene in the Stranger Things season finale." Brown laughed it off. Eleven wearing a wedding dress as she says, "Please excuse me, my nose is bleeding. It's a white dress," she said. "Doesn't it simply feel like it would fit?" Well, that marks the end of our show for today. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.